Hello. So today I'm going to do the what's in my camera bag video. I actually have two. One's more for longer trips and one is more for if I was to do something like street photography, or I was only needed to go out with one camera that day or something like that. So to start off with, what I have is this one. So this is what I use if I'm not working for someone, or if I'm going to do street photography, something like that, just because it's a bit more sleek, it's a bit more easier, and so on and so forth. So there is a few pockets in here. You've got a nice top one up here, which I generally keep either cables, headphones, that sort of thing, and then you have the big main compartment. You have got these side pockets which are easy access, but never used them, and I have got one at the back which you can keep things like your cards and all that sort of thing. So generally in here I've got my book. This I generally keep my video ideas in, or if I've got an idea for a photo shoot, or just an idea comes to my brain, I always keep this on me because I feel like you should always do that. And because of that, I have a mechanical pencil. I've also got a couple of things. Generally, I've also got my laptop with me in here because it's also generally what I use to go to my normal everyday job. Within here, I've got this small bag which keeps I've got some extra field notebooks in here, my cables for things such as if I was to use if I forgot my actual cable for my laptop, then I've got a card reader and all those sort of things. It's also quite nice because there is actually holes in this for 35mm canisters, so that always comes out with me. And then the only other bit in here that I have is then my insert, which does have a camera in it. It has my Pentax P30T. So that generally hasn't got anything else in there. So I would normally keep my film in there or something like that. There is a top pocket which has a copious amount of spare batteries, some elastic bands and those sort of things, because I normally wrap something around the canister with a piece of paper just to say where I shot it. So that's what's generally in there. There are a couple of extra pockets in here where I will keep things like a shutter release cable. This goes between both my bags. There's a couple of extra spare batteries in there for one of my point and shoots, and then there's other pockets where I will keep things like my microphone if I'm going out and filming that day as well. Sometimes I've got a little Polaroid printer that I keep in there just so that if I've find a nice location that I need to come back to, I will generally take a photo of what I was looking at the time, and then I can print it, put it in my idea book, that sort of thing. But generally that's mostly only ever used if I'm only going out to film with one camera and do a video about a specific video, or if I'm going to cities and doing street photography, towns, that sort of thing. Besides that, if I was to go out if I was going out to what I normally do, where I shoot things such as beaches, up in national parks, and things like that, where I've still got my likeable subjects and stuff, and it's not work generally for other people, it's for me. I go around with this camera bag. So this is a Low Pro. I can't remember exactly what one it is, but I've had this since I started my photography career and journey. So I've had, there you go, it's a Pro Runner BP 350 AW2. I've had this since I was in college, so well over 10 well over 10 years now, and this bag is the best camera bag I would say I've ever had. I've had a few before this and during. The only other one that I found that's I've really liked is my Earth one, just because of the simplicity of that. I've had others where they're either a lot bigger, don't need it, or if they just don't carry enough. In the back there is a rain cover at the bottom, so you just pull that out and then you can go over, and at the top there's an extra bit for strapping tripods onto so that it's more secure, which is a nice idea. I also like this because obviously it's got all the straps to wrap around your waist and your chest and so on and so forth. Side pocket for obviously bottles of water. You've got a side handle here, which this can then wrap things around as well. There is an attachment that goes on the front that you can put your tripods on. However, all my tripods are a lot longer than this, so that makes no sense to me. It's still got straps on the front, and that's what I use. Within this, I've got two front pockets. I've got some highlighter pens in there, some unopened cloths for cleaning. I've also got some rubber bands and a multi-tool that I use just in case. In the other pocket, just because obviously if we're out and about, just say for example in Dartnell National Park, or eventually I'm looking at going other places like Snowdonia next year and stuff like that. I've been out at times where obviously you've been out and then you've been out pretty much from the moment light appears all the way to when the light disappears, and I've got a torch. It's a stupidly powerful torch. It's USB rechargeable, and you can adjust it as well. One of the best torches I've had, so that's always in my bag. There is a secondary pocket in the front that you can open up. I don't actually have anything in here. It's marked for laptop, iPads, those sort of things, but I generally, if I'm going on those sort of hikes, won't carry those sort of things with me. I have got a lens cloth in there, so this is generally used for just spare bits that if I need it. I don't, like a book or something, I don't really put anything else in there. And then we get to the main compartment, which is where all the goodies are kept. So in here we have two sections. Within these sections I've got obviously all of this spread out, so it's got all my camera pits, and then at the top here I'll go through everything. So at the top I keep spare batteries, 35mm ones, and I have got one for my medium format camera. I also keep a mini screwdriver spare and another multi-tool that's in there, and then next to those are compact flash card reader holders, but you can also fit your normal little SD cards in there, so that's where they stay. In the next one down below I've also got I've got one medium format film. Currently I've got Kentmere HP5 and Kodak Gold 200 in there, so actually running a little bit low on those, all of my medium format film, so I probably need to start looking at that. And then in the bottom bit here, down here, I've got my filters. So I've got a 85B filter, a yellow filter, a 1/4 Pro Mist, and a UV filter. Does come with a little extra bag where you can keep cables and things like that at the bottom in. Again, it's not really something I carry around when I'm out with this camera bag, so not something I worry about. Got my DJI mic minis. Absolutely love these, but these are always within my bag. I've also always carrying around a spare battery for obviously the camera that I'm shooting on today. Besides that, I've got a cover for the camera I'm shooting on today, because once obviously done, keep it protected and all that. And then my main two cameras that I keep in this bag is my, excuse the cloth on the front, still don't have a lens cap for it, but the Asari Pentax MX, because it's my favourite SLR that I've ever had currently, mainly because I can change the ISO, yada yada yada. But I really enjoy that camera. And the only other camera I carry around in here with that is my favourite medium format camera that I currently own, which is my Zenza Bronica SQ. It shoots 6x6 in medium format. I would have loved to have got a Hasselblad, but I also cannot afford a Hasselblad. And I picked this up a few years ago for a really, really good price. I think I got it, looking at these cameras now, they're still going for about 300-400, but I've got an 80mm lens on here, which goes down to 2.8, and it's just a brilliant camera, brilliant for portraitures, which I don't really do an awful lot with, but I've also taken some really good shots where, when I'm just, say for example, in places like the New Forest, and I found either a subject with the forest in the background or scenery in the background with a subject and stuff like that, whether that be an old barn or some historic houses or so on and so forth. This has never let me down, and I've really loved this camera. And then besides that, I've also got my film. So currently in here I've got 400D and 800T. I've got a Kentmere and a HB5 black and white, and I've also got a Leica film that I need to shoot and test out, because I want to know what all of that was about. And I've also, which is already being shot and hopefully out before I do this video, is my Lomo purple film, which I'm trying to recreate some aerochrome with. The purple I've had really good success with on 120, and the photos that came out of that turned out really cool. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely different, but I did that all on 120. I've got 35mm just because they've got a few more extra shots on there. I can put my 85B filter on my camera and we'll go from there, but that's another video. Go check that one out, and my story on that so far. But yeah, so that's both my camera bags. I will do a few nice video shots of either of them so that you can see what kind of the insides look like. But yeah, that's what I generally go out with if I'm on a really big hike doing my own stuff, or if I'm going out for street photography. Generally the Earth one is my everyday bag as well. I carry that everywhere. It goes to my actual job with me because this is not my full-time job, so that comes with me. I mean I've gone out swimming with my son with it and stuff like that. I just use it for everything, but if I'm going to do street photography and stuff like that, that's the camera I use, because lugging around that camera around, I've done it a few times before in the London Underground. I end up bashing a few people out the way behind me that I don't even notice, and it's quite inconvenient and an argument that I don't really want to have. So yeah, so that's both of them. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'm sure we'll do an update of things later on, but take it easy. Thank you for watching and subscribe.